And I'm live. For how long, we don't know. There's a host of reasons why this live stream may not work out. Oh, look, already. Waiting for YouTube. That's a weird fucking. Scoot this keyboard up. I don't know. Am I live? Oh, I don't even fucking know. That's real bad. Oh, yeah. There's not even anyone in the stream, and it can't fucking do it. It's that one person. That one person. Why lie? You are the reason why this is crashing now. Because fucking one person is too much for fucking YouTube shit to handle. Or maybe it's my PC. I don't fucking know. You know how this shit works. I feel bad. I kind of feel like Leo DiCaprio. Leo DiCaprio's actually. I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio's character from Inception, where I'm just sort of like sending back teddy bears from Europe to see if my kids still love me. I'm just checking in to see if my kids still love me until I can solve this situation of not being able to get kick-ass footage. My camera is busted. All I've really got is the Snell phone, which okay, but I still don't. My car is getting fixed on Thursday, so there's that. I did try to do an old classic style video using just the Logitech camera of these, what are these, Theory 11s? Yeah, the Monarch deck. I found that at a brick and mortar store, if you believe that. And, it's okay. You know, the quality, not of the cards, but of the review of the footage is just god-awful. And it's like, I don't know. I know you don't tune in for quality, but at the same time, I'm feeling demotivated on a lot of things. And really, the only thing I've been doing regularly besides working, going to the gym, and now I got some classes coming up that I got to take, and then an exam, and it's all a bunch of bullshit. And so I just check in and do these live streams. I feel bad because I really show Molotov, you pussy. I'm not an alcoholic anymore. I don't have any glass bottles lying around. Back in the day, holy shit. Taking out my recycling was fucking rough. My brother used to laugh and say that it was like that scene on Metalocalypse where they all go grocery shopping. And forget what the main character's name is, like Nathan Deathhead or something like that. Just goes like, okay, get everything on your shopping list, but that doesn't just mean buy booze. And by the end, they just have a shopping cart filled with bottles of liquor, and it's like, as it's moving towards the checkout. And that is essentially what I used to be. But no longer. I am reformed. And now I just raw dog reality, sort of. Okay, weed versus alcohol, if you had to pick one, is a question posed by Why Lie. I can't really say, obviously, because I've never tried the marijuana cigarettes, because that would be illegal. Actually, I've visited Boston a couple of times. It's totally fucking legal there. I could have, but it doesn't matter because, you know, pretty much everyone's job drug tests them. So, you know, I can't really speak from experience about, you know, the marijuana cigarettes. But in an alternate universe where I did try the marijuana cigarettes, I could say that for me, it's not a pleasant experience. It's very disorienting, and I've never really gotten a positive feeling from it. Alcohol is just what my body is set up to want, and back in the day, it was literally like feeling the grace of God touch you. That's fucked up, but it's true, and I feel like it affected me much differently, greatly differently than it affects other people. When I first got sober, but was still from time to time hitting the bottle, and by time to time, I mean every fucking weekend, instead of every single day, I had some kind of weird panic, and I ended up Googling why can I no longer get high from alcohol, and I truly meant high. There were some times where I was so satisfied with that feeling, that buzz in my brain, that if somebody had taken a gun and placed it against my head and told me, I'm going to blow your brains out, I would have just been so content that I would have said, okay. I wonder if that's how Molly feels, or not really, yeah, Molly, not ecstasy, because it wasn't necessarily an up high. Sometimes it was, man. Sometimes I would literally put on jazz or disco or techno or just whatever, and then just do shots. And I didn't even need Red Bull. It invigorated me and made me feel And anyway, but yeah, I can't really say alternate universe me, not me. Obviously, this is not. I'm not talking about me. I have never tried the marijuana cigarettes because I'm a good citizen and I do whatever Gubby tells me to do. But alternate universe me, Thanos me, would definitely say that it's mostly just kind of confusing, a little disorienting. It doesn't mix well. It's like, oh boy, alternate universe me, which has had a wide variety of experiences, can say that there are substances that give you a body high, so that way you can totally operate while on them. You might not think opioids would be like that, but you know, anyway. Oh God, we might have to throw this stream out. I said alternate universe me. This is from, you know, Doctor Strange showed me in a different universe. So it's not the same. Okay, it's not me. I have never done any drugs. Except for alcohol. It's one of the most destructive drugs I've ever known. And tobacco is a drug. It's one of the most addictive drugs on earth. And caffeine is another really insanely addictive drug that gives you a cool endorphin-fueled body high. Anyway, so there's stuff like caffeine, among other things. Say cocaine, for example. You can definitely function on cocaine. If you don't do too much of it, you can actually, I would suggest, be more effective. Better at driving, better at fighting, better at talking. Not necessarily reasoning, but it's true of alcohol as well. And some people do things better on alcohol. But then there's stuff where it's like, you better sit down, B, like DMT, for example. Your ass is not going to get better on DMT. And I find that the marijuana cigarettes, alternate universe me told me this, kind of lies in a in-between state where it's just like, I don't know these motherfuckers who are like, well, I gotta fix my car, better get high. And I'm just like, fucker, how? How do you focus while on that shit? I guess it's just how different people are. I've known people who have ADHD who smoke like a shit ton, and it supposedly helps them. But alternate universe me, it makes them feel scatterbrained. And it's just like, well, then why not just do acid? You know what I mean? Like, if you wanted that contemplative high, that introspection, go the full fucking distance. No half measures, Walter. Oh, yeah, I told myself I was going to order a Breaking Bad action figure because I know that they make them and they looked quality. I could have gotten it 1,000 years ago, but I didn't. And I've been rewatching the series. And actually, I have to admit, I am kind of hyped for that movie that they're making. It's one of the greatest series ever. And I think like that would actually be cool content. And I could probably just film it on my phone, edit the clips, and upload it. And it wouldn't be so shitty. You guys deserve better than this. Anyway. But this is all information from alternate universe me. I have never tried any drugs that the Gubby says is bad. The ones that they say are good are fine. It's okay. You can drive drunk. Fuck it. You know, I mean, what does that kill? Like, you know, a couple million people every year. It's not as bad as marijuana. That's killed. Next question. Wait, where's the naked posing? I thought this was a post-gym stream. Guess I was wrong. Son, you trying to bait me into showing it all, into fucking, you know, showing off the, well, I don't know. I'm changing my repertoire now, and I'm hoping it's going to help. I'm trying to bulk, and I feel fat as fuck. I'm at 166, and we got the jelly belly going on there. Because I don't believe in lean gains, bitches. But what I'm really more worried about, God, my keys are still attached to my pants, to my shorts. Fuck the police. Is a song written by a rap group that I don't necessarily agree with. That's, you know, it is their artistic expression, but at the same time, I respect the men and women, brave men and women, brave and stunning men and women of our police force. Did I save it? I think I saved it. Fuck. Like, I'm not even being serious with that. A lot of my friends are police and military. I got frustrated because I was trying to unclip my shit from my pants, and I say things, and now it's just like, you gotta always be careful. Recently, I've been going through a really dark saga. That's another reason why I haven't been making videos, and it involves things that one can and cannot say in certain environments, and it's just gotten to an epic level of ridiculousness, to the point where it is now a matter of record that I have physically been forced to write down. I clearly do not believe that the quality of one's relationships with their significant others is contingent upon whether or not they view Japanese cartoons. Yes! That is a thing that I've had to write. It is the most ridiculous shit. So, maybe you took too much. Maybe you took too much at once of weed. I told you it's alternate universe me. So I have taken nothing. And while alternate universe dude was told it was good, I don't fucking know. How do you take too much? I never could. When I took too much alcohol, it felt amazing. Like, I've never felt a positive body experience from alternate universe me. I never felt potty positive. Yep. Fuck! So all of your questions are bad. Your name is literally Mary Joanna. You're a terrible human being. I'm sending the ATF to your house right now. I don't know why they would care, because they're alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, but they'll still kill you. They'll shoot your dog. That's how that works. Oh, no, that's a different person. I'm sorry. Why lie is that person? LinkedIn says a wild Tolstoy appears. Well, you better huck your Pokeball at it, B. Fuck. Speaking. I just had a really fucked up experience where, like, just this afternoon, getting my protein shake, me and this fine young lady matched on, everyone knows about that. Everyone knows about the app, and we matched. And I was like, small world. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, maybe we could get a drink. And, we've just been talking, and I'm getting my protein shake. And then all of a sudden, all of the red flags just deployed all at fucking once. And I tried to skirt that shit. And it was Carrie Underwood's in the side seat going, Jesus, take the wheel. And there's Jesus on the outside knocking on the glass and making the roll down symbol. And I'm like, I'm trying, Jesus! Because, holy shit. What brought that up? Fucking, throwing a Pokeball at it. That's like one of my catch-alls. For when I tell people huck a Pokeball at it, it means, spit game. And I saw that shit, and it was a Ditto, man. It changed from, like, a legendary into a Ditto, and I was just like, no! And I was trying to get my Pokeball back, man. Fuck! Shit's fucked up. Mary Joanna says, you've tried hookah. I know that because your video, and got me to your channel. Yeah, that was a long time ago when I was poisoning my lungs with that trash, but now I don't do that shit because I'm trying to be fit, son. So don't smoke. It's bad for you. And menthols are fucking delicious. What am I supposed to say about that? Tolstoy, by the way, I want to apologize for my behavior. I was a little rowdy like a good Irishman. I don't know what we're talking about, but you're probably one of the people who tried to start some shit in previous streams that made it so that we couldn't keep it up. Hey, and then there's Boss. Hey, Boss. How's the thing going with your interview, by the way? I'm going to ask you that on stream. No one knows who you are. No one knows what the interview's about, so this is fine. This is fine. Plus, we're probably not going to be able to keep this up because the first questions that were posed were like, how much do you like illicit drugs? You know what I mean? And I'm just like, okay with those fucking questions. While I says sugar versus salt. Well, sugar literally does nothing for you, and salt actually helps you get them gains. I've noticed actually that I don't really need another energy drink if I have a meal that has high fat, high protein, high carb, but a lot of salt. So I've been doing a lot of tacos, a lot of fucking salty ass tacos up in here. Fuck! I just read Proto-Man Be Awesome says, I got arrested for finger gunning some white woman. I know what you mean. Holy fucking shit. I literally just did that. As I was leaving the gym, I see her. I don't know what the nice, white guy way of saying, like, too many red flags. But I didn't want to do that. Now I've seen the memes of that. The white people be like, no, what it is? That's it. They make this face, the tight lips when it's, okay, see ya. You know what I mean? And so I didn't know what to do, so I just kind of tried to smile confidently. I did the finger gun. God damn, I'll be lucky if they'll let me back into my own fucking gym. Mary Joanna says, Grinder. Well, I'm not gay, so it won't help me. Contrary to the, what's funny? Fuck. I mean, wasn't the narrative of the hardcore Mike the Electric Pence style Christians that being gay is a choice or some shit like that? But now the other team kind of has that opinion. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to be gay, you're bad. But it's like, I thought we agreed you can't choose to be gay. And then they just like silence with their dong bat billy club that they use as truncheons on the proles, who will then be disappeared to the Ministry of Love. Oh, it went terribly. Not enough fucking experience, amigo. Gotta join that Air Force. Dude, what do you mean experience? It's that fucking shit. Must have experience, starter level position. Like, well, fuck me. Yeah, I know, because Voss fucking loves Mexican food. I'm not gonna lie, it's like the best food on earth, and it is actually great for lifting too. Like, I understand that shit, man. They eat that fucking shit with high protein and fiber and all that good shit. It's got salt and all the spices, and it gives you the oomph that you need to fucking do roofing all goddamn day. But anyway. Oh, right, exactly. Proto Man be awesome. I've been doing the rock on hand gesture to mitigate such things. So is it that? That's a rock. Is that rock on or is that? Because somehow they will. Son, like I said, fucking now I have had to officially write, I do not believe that the health of one's personal relationships is contingent upon whether or not they view Japanese cartoons with their significant others. Things I've had to write. I literally don't even fucking know anymore, and everyone's laughing at it. That's at least something funny, is like everyone that I know is just laughing their shit off at my misfortune. So at least I'm bringing joy to people's lives. How much money have you spent on all your blades? Hey, fuck off. That's like asking a woman her age or her weight. Or, yeah. It's either Ahmad Arif or Ahmed Arif. I don't know, but he says sup. Ahmed, what's up? Proto Man be awesome shows us the rock on, the devil horns. I can always freak my mom out because she's like super fucking religious. I'm like, you know, Black Sabbath is not an actual satanic band. You know what I mean? Like, if you listen to their shit, some of it's actually kind of fucking hopeful. Like, they talk about if we can learn to love and forget how to hate. But it doesn't matter, because every time I was playing that, she would be like, what is that music? And just without hesitation, I would just make that symbol, which she hates, and I would go, devil rock! And then she'd, it was fucking great, man. Just growing up, I got in so much goddamn trouble. I came home from Otakon with the poster of Full Metal Alchemist with the flamel, the symbol of alchemically achieved eternal life. And she was like, and what is that? She's literally Chevy Chase as the devil lady. Who could that be? Satan. It was always Satan. It's always some. So after a while, I would just, like, the best is when you know a little Hebrew or you know a little Latin, and all you got to do is do it in a dark voice. And then all you have to do is just say, oh, and she's just, shit was great, man. I miss fucking with my mom. Oh, well. Voss says, well, it's because they have the choice between 8-year Marine Corps man who is insanely fucking buff or 20-year-old kid with only 3 dots in physical fitness. Okay, whoa. 3 dots, Voss? You do realize that 3 dots makes you the Marine. Like, tone it back. You got 2. 2 is the average dude. I really hate to tell you that. 1 dot is your granny. 2 dots is you're an average dude. So, you know, I might be a 1.5, 2. It doesn't really matter. 3 is you are a trained Marine. 4 is you're a champion weightlifter, and 5 is you are like a demigod. At 5 dots, you can, quote, lift a motorcycle over your head. So, and just think about that. Like, fucking werewolves have like 7 dots. So those motherfuckers can lift tanks, and it doesn't fucking matter. Because you're going to try to fight a dark demonic Haitian god, and you'll still fucking lose. Because that's the way it goes when you play this game, making decisions off the fly. That doesn't have to rhyme. Your favorite anime? Right now, what I really got into was called Ajin Demi-Human. Watch that shit in your fucking... Boss, it's a 1 to 5 scale. How you arguing with this? You've never played Vampires the Masquerade. When I say dots, yeah, it's 1 to 5. 10 is later on in the game if you become a literal immortal. If you become like a powerful-ass vampire who goes up high enough in gen, and I believe you have to get... There's only 13 generations. I believe at 5th gen, you can get your next sheet that has up to 10 dots. Like, if you have 5 dots in gun, you are legendary gunslinger. If you get to 6 or 7, you're superhuman. You are literally some shit out of the Matrix where you can do all that shit. So, favorite anime is Ajin Demi-Human, man. I really want to do a full fucking review of that. I need all my fans to tune into Ajin Demi-fucking-Human. That's some, first of all, great anime, and 1, it's totally fucking serious. There's no kawaii scenes where they try to go like, baka, nani, and then it's just over the fucking top. It is straight up serious. And it reminds me a little bit of Metal Gear Solid, because it's like big on philosophy, it's big on personal morality. It poses some pretty big questions, and all the characters are like police or military special forces people who are trying to handle this over-the-top situation that no one could have possibly foreseen, domestic terrorism that could not be stopped, and they all have M4s and Glock 18s, and the animators actually knew how those guns worked. Like, it's pretty fucking great. And also, the main character is actually the villain. I don't understand. They try to make him the villain, but he's clearly fucking awesome, and everyone should watch that and root for fucking Sato the goddamn Hat. He is fucking beyond epic. All the betas are just like, you shouldn't kill humans. You shouldn't kill people. And he's just like, ha 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 ha, and just killing them all. And it's like, well, he's treating them, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If you don't treat him and his kind as people, why should he see you as people? Oh, because now you're losing, you want to cry like a bitch. Okay. You want to attack Israel on the day of resting, on the day of fasting, and then when they push you back into your territory, you want to go, oh, they stole land. No, you started a fight and then they finished it. That's how that starts. You're just being a bitch. This is master morality, slave morality. Slave morality is, what can I get by crying and insinuating, you know, and saying, well, we agree that it's not okay to do blah, so it should also extend to men. Master morality is just what the rights that I have are given to me by these fucking guns, are backed up by my ability and willingness to serve your shit. Ah, the creatine is strong. While she was making that shake, I think because we were talking, she got distracted and she was like, how many scoops of creatine? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 100 stab, 100 stab. So, yes. This is what we're doing. Mary Joanna says, show me your blades. Woo, slow down, honey. You're crowding me. Fucking A right, son. Fucking A right. Ahmed Arif says, great, you're back, dude. Been here since 07. That's a long fucking time. I don't think I was even making vids in 07. Or if I did, it was just the beginning. And then 08 is kind of when I took off. I remember how fast I gained popularity, man. And it was really cool. And it was great to just put out little, here's the Game Boy Color. Check this shit out. Oh, look, I found a way to, you know, mess with this Boktai cartridge using a, oh, good. Some other app is opening up on my shit. What is this? I don't know what this shit is, but it can go the fuck away. Fucking, I swear to God, the bloatware on this shit. I want to find the engineers and skull fuck them with a blade. How does one achieve world peace? Anarcho-primitivism and or anarcho-syndicalism. The beta virgin anarcho-primitivism versus the Chad Overman. I've seen those fucking memes, man. The Chad Virgin memes are like one of my favorites. Like some ridiculous goddamn shit. I literally memed that. There's another girl at the gym, and we've talked about this before, who is really big at that sociology shit. But she studies Middle Eastern history. I studied a little bit of it. I've finished reading Peter Frankopan's The Silk Road, so we're jamming. First of all, she is. Damn. And I actually picked up on, I feel like her body language was stating that she was interested, but there's no goddamn way I could afford that. So she must think I'm rich. I can't figure that out because, you know, anyway. But the only problem is that she's a white mana, statist, kind of liberal kind of person or whatever. And she was talking about Mosaddegh, the nationalist, and from Iran. And she was like, well, he's kind of a nationalist, so it's bad. And I was like, oh, nothing wrong with nationalism, baby. You know what I mean? And, like, I literally came in and memed the Alpha Chad meme at her. Because when I got to the chapter in my book about Mosaddegh, I was like, hey, your boy Mosaddegh sounds fucking based. And I, like, listed the reasons just like that. And I was like, anti-British usury, pro-Iranian nationalism, fucking likes Italian sports cars and fucking, you know, French movies and shit like that. Sounds pretty fucking based. And I just said that shit and walked past her. I was like, nah, son, Mosaddegh's the shit. And the British are fucking sneaky little spiders going, I say, I would like free oil, I want free oil. And then they literally turned that entire region into a war-torn hellhole. But now we've taken up the mantle. No longer will Britain have to go, I say, it'll be Dick Cheney going, well, how was I supposed to know that they wouldn't want us stealing their oil and shooting them in the tongue? I don't fucking know. So this is our lives in the modern world. I like religion every now and then. How's the Buddhism, by the way? It's okay, but the one time that I talked to God, he said that they don't sort of have the full picture. Their enlightenment is also kind of hell. It depends on how you look at it. And there's a lot of, what's his face? Who was that Christian mystic? Meister Eckhart. So there's a lot of Meister Eckhart in there, where the only thing that burns in hell is your memories of life. And we bumped. Cracksucks 2016 says, always good to see some live TKE. Been a fan since long before you even had a head on YouTube. Yeah, man. Well, sometimes we do a throwback to that. In the video that I tried to make of this deck, which the quality turned out shit, I backed the camera up. I dropped the cards on the fucking ground. Larry? What are you doing, Kevin? I backed that camera up, bitch, and I cut my fucking head off so that I could show off that fucking dribble action and whatnot. Centrists deserve the death penalty. Okay, come get it then. to quote Trick Daddy, if you want some, come get some, because where I'm from, it don't get gone. I'm gonna get that shit tattooed on me. Like, the fucking tattoo that this girl fucking showed me when all them red flags went up, I swear to God. Okay, man, it's because I don't think I can get judged here. Like, I'm just judging shitty people's shitty tattoos. I noticed she got new ink, and I was just like, so, new ink. And, oh, man, I noticed that the stream slowed the fuck down. What is it? Does it know that I'm about to criticize somebody who isn't a man? Okay. She's got this tattoo, and it says, you've mastered survival mode. Now it's time to live. And I was like, oh, shit. And so, no, well, first I said, wait, are you really into, I was like, so are you into, like, survivalist shit? Ah, my connection is unstable, everyone. Please wait while we reconnect. My connection's unstable. Fuck it, okay. My connection's, oh, wait, hang on, let's see if I can fix it. So I think that Joe Biden is probably the best solution that they have. You know, it can't be Tulsi Gabbard. She's not creepy. So we need creepy Joe Biden to help us with taking all the guns. Beto also says he wants to take all the AR-15s, and I completely agree that guns are bad and cause babies to die. I think we did it. I think I turned the shit back on. Woo! So, so she got this tattoo, and it says, you've mastered survival mode. Now it's time to live. And I was like, all right, so can you get a fire started going in the sleet? Like, what did we decide? How do you know you've mastered survival mode? And she's like, well, I just got out of a really bad relationship. And so, and I just immediately, I was like, nah, and I'm trying to skirt that fucking shit. So, yeah, that would figure. That's how that shit works. Bruh. Okay, Voss, you can't be 2.5 dots in strength based on cardio. That's agility. That's a completely different stat. What? Also, again, 2.5, run a mile and a half in like 11 minutes. That's about what I can do. I don't know, man. Whatever. I'm not fucking casting shade. I'm just saying, like, the DM is going to argue with you, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know if he thinks that you can roll. Hey, look who's in the fucking stream. It's Patrick. Patrick, fucking behave yourself, man. I'm just, I love you. But remember, soy mode activated. Because so far, I think we can keep this. Atomic Puppet said, how's the Ford Exploder going, Tolstoy? Well, it needs everything replaced. Come Thursday, I'm going to lose about $700. Yay. Shaw was still better than Islamic terror militias. Yeah, but no. Depends on how you look at it. Look, man, I'm just seeing it from their point of view. The Iranian people don't want that shit. You know, it's base. Like, fuck, I would rather live free and in danger than have safety and be a cuck. Like, no. Wildeye says, I remember when you used to drink energy drinks and go off one. It was hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I'm still doing that, but now there's working on involved. The face when stream takes a shit when Tolstoy criticizes proud woman. Yeah, this face when stream gets better from literal communist propaganda. Dun, 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 dun. I don't really know what their salute was. Fucking probably this. Probably the Fistagon. It's okay. See, this isn't an evil black assault rifle. Black. Technically, yes, this is the original meaning of assault rifle, but it was made in Russia. No, wait, negative. It was made in America. Anyway, it's not even good anyway, so what do y'all care? Fuck. I need to save some money and get a better one. But first, I think I'm going to get a shotgun. Because at this point, I don't want to put really any more XP into firearms. It's a waste of time. I don't think I'm going to get Marine Corps good, and I don't think I have to. I think it would be better to behoove me just to have the ability to hunt, and shotguns are better for that kind of thing. And at the same time, nobody wants to get shot with buckshot. Like, you know, if it comes down to it, and most of the scuffles, if I'm living out in the woods, never mind, we shouldn't talk about this. That'll never happen. Tolstoy, the master of stream manipulation. Hell yeah. Who's your favorite Dragon Ball Z character? Piccolo, bitches. Biden is an old man with a walker and an old white male. I think Trump will be reelected if he's confronted by that senile fuck. No, that's not true. Evil Orange Man is bad. He is racist and a Nazi and a racist Nazi, which is double. And also, Biden is not a child molester. I don't think. I mean, pictures are weird. If you search on other searches, search on other search sites besides Google, then that shit gets fucking weird. You ever wonder what was on that list for that guy who hung himself in prison? Yeah, DBZ was the shit, makes you want to work out. No, it wasn't. DBZ was one of the most harebrained animes. I watched that shit when I was a 16-year-old. No, I wasn't even 16. Yeah, it was. It was like 15, 14. That's one of the worst animes of all time. So wait, I have more dots and agility? What the fuck? It depends. You can have max dots in both, but you usually have to be a vampire. Normal fucking human beings do not have an eternity to master all of these skills. So normal human sheets, if filled out by the DM correctly, do not have 5 dots in anything because no one's been around that fucking long. There are very few people who have that many goddamn dots. Let's put it this way. If you have 5 dots in agility and 5 dots in strength, you literally can do Ninja Warrior course every single time flawlessly. Something tells me most people can't do that. So agility, endurance, and strength are like the main stats you got going on there. If your shit was at 2.5 dots, then yeah, you might be able to. You'd have to look into the player manual. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but at 2 dots, you're an average dude who works out. At 3 dots, you are like a special forces guy. 4 dots, you are a champion bodybuilder. At 5 dots, you are actually a legend. You are literally like you are the Roy Benavidez of that particular skill. If you're a vampire, you can master like all of them because you've had enough time. Anyway. Bring back Sackboy videos. I thought about it, but they're kind of edgy boy. I'm writing a script. I am writing a script. I have some ideas for the Sackboys. I think the biggest issue would be me, because now I know that there are certain friends of mine who watch my vids, and they're like actual legit people and not just 13-year-old edgy boys. And so bringing back the puppet show with those horrible lispy voices might be kind of fucking cringy. Then again, not as cringy as a tattoo, right, Schneer, that says, you mastered survival mode, now you can fuck other guys. Like, imagine being the dude trying to get with that now, and for the rest of the relationship, you'll have to know that she got so hung up on a bad relationship with a dude who came before you that she decided to mark her body permanently. Okay. Man, I'm gonna get some stupid as shit tattooed. I'm gonna get no regrets. I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm actually gonna get show me the money tattooed right fucking here, because I think that's one of my biggest things. Like, why I don't progress with college and women and society is that I fear usury. And I see the bullshit, and every time I'm just like, show me the money, bitch. Like, well, if you take me out, am I gonna get my dick sucked though? Well, no, you gotta take me out first. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure that I'm gonna get my dick sucked. Like, doesn't sound like it's a good equation for me. Like, fucking, who the fuck? I've been watching too much Breaking Bad. Who the fuck shows up to the deal without a gun and not knowing if they got the money too? Like, in the beginning, I was young Walt. Now I'm 1 year older fucking Heisenberg up in here going, you're goddamn right. Like, fuck it, man, you know? Maverick 88 is the best pump shotgun. Now we're gonna get a fucking Remington, bro. I don't know about your weird rare shotgun. I'm not getting an Ithaca. Like, I don't have a lot of money. Fucking, I have from the Patreon, I got $100. So I can either use that to buy a knife or a shotgun. But if it's the knife, I can sort of do a quickie video here and at least bump the views. If it's a shotgun, it will require that I go to the range and get footage. It's a whole lot worse. It's harder to do. We'll see. I'm going to let that money bankroll again. And I might end up getting either a camera or a microphone. And by the way, I see him right here. I am who I am. I don't know if that's like a literal reference to the Book of Exodus. Yahweh saying, tell them I am that I am. But he requests an ASMR video. Hey, I told you guys, if you want to donate a microphone, I will do that. I've even thought about doing some reviews of like some actual heavy books, you know, that I've read about sociology and shit and getting nerdy with it. Much like Aiden Paladin, who is waifu. She is a goddess. But I want to be real about it and professional-ish, and I don't have a good microphone, and I'm not going to shout into a Logitech webcam and then just put over pictures of, I want to do maybe some anime reviews, try to diversify my bonds here, bitches, but I don't have money for all things all at once, so if you guys want to donate, I accept. And then I will actually do an ASMR video. I literally want to take, like, I think there's a lot of ASMR in the bottom of my climbing shoes. I'm a tapper. I'm a tapper, a little bit of a scratcher, not big into crinkles, but if you all want the crinkles, we can bring the crinkles. Furiously looks up Vampire's rulebook on character stats. Yeah, good luck with that. You're gonna, okay, design your fucking, you are definitely Bruja. I feel like you're Bruja, so just go with that. Fucking Patrick says, at least according to Kamala, I'm the law, Harris. I am the law. Fucking Biden is anti-forced business, mate. Pretty racist. I don't get what that means. I don't know. What is he against? Hiring quotas? Oh, nice. Another stream. I've been missing a lot of these as of recently. Well, hopefully it's a nice stream and we can keep it friendly. I don't think I've said anything too wrong. I clearly support. I'm all about that, you know. Let's see here. Whoa, man crashing YouTube again with all the views. Yeah, I know. 12 people in this fucking stream. I've got a pretty big dick now. Oil me timbers, says Miluga. Jesus H. Christ. And the Maverick 88 is a Mossberg 500 in cheapo variety. They're made by Mossberg and they cost $200. Still too expensive! Remington 870 costs like $500, man. Not used. Not in North Carolina. You're probably using California logic here. Not in North Carolina. Fucking, we got this conversation going on that's essentially like Kill Bill, where he's like, I assume you've kept your Hattori Hanzo sword. And he's just like, nah, I pawned that. And he's like, you pawned a Hattori Hanzo? It was priceless. And he's like, nah, not in El Paso. In El Paso, I got 150. Like, essentially that. Like, not North Carolina. In North Carolina, you get about 150. What kind of computer do you use? Just so I know what kind of mic you could use, because a USB condenser mic is only like $50. Still too expensive. It is a Lenovo Idea Center from Best Buys. Cost me $300. Still too expensive. We need a war to eliminate centrists, and only the communists, anarchists, and Nazis will be left. Anarchists are centrists, you asshole. Fucking, anarchists don't believe in your collectivist shit. Fucking like, we're going to be Nazi, we're going to be commies. And I'm just like, oh, both can fuck off because I'm not helping anyone. Fuck. I literally knew someone, I actually knew someone who was, you know, trying to appeal to me on my basis of race and was just like, don't you want to help, like, white people out? And I literally laughed in his face. I said, fuck white people. What have they ever done for me? What have they ever stacked up for me? When have they ever come and helped my ass out? Being like, ooh, he's a white guy. I'll help him out. You know, I'll help him. Fuck that shit. Fucking no. Nah, forced busing is where they would bus black children to white majority school. Oh, busing, not businessing. White majority schools to increase diversity. Think in the 70s and 80s. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he must be a filthy racist for not believing in that. But it don't matter. He's a Dem. They can literally say the most insane fucking shit. I swear to God, they could literally come on stage and never mind. Yep, we're getting to the angst is climbing. Well, I'm a radical individualist. Okay, well then you're a fucking centrist, mate. So go kill yourself. Anarchists don't believe in society, period. Hence the name. Yeah. Well, actually, it's not even to believe in society. Anarchy is just no rulers. You can enforce rules, but usually through the non-aggression principle. I know, it's a fairy tale. Yeah, we all got to believe in something, man. You know? We all got to believe in something. When I was a kid, I watched Star Trek. And I remember I was a pretty big, you know, futurist, humanist liberal. And I wanted Star Trek to be real so bad, but I realized it's not like that when I got into the real world. And I remember I would sit with my dad, and after watching, we finished up Voyager, and then they started that show, Enterprise. And Enterprise had that cool song by Russell Watson. It's been a long time getting from there to here. And they would like show the astronauts putting on their shit. But the sailors coming across and it was all about how the spirit of exploration sometimes leads us to do bad stuff, via colonialism and shit. But we'll work through it and we're going to move on to our humanist future. Yeah, then I grew up and watched Firefly. And despite the fact that one of them lacks all scientific credibility, it is still more realistic on the basis of what humanity is actually like. And well, now I don't feel anything for that humanist future that I once squeed and hoped for. And now I watch old reruns of Firefly and I think, yeah, that's unfortunate, but it's true. And specifically, spoiler alert, involving, the dialogue at the end of Serenity where he says, you want to see your perfect world? I'm going to show it to you. Like, yeah, you want to see your perfect world? What happens when you use social engineering and you go, oh, well, if we just increase the dildoification by 3%, if we just monitor people and make sure that they can't see certain news. And then what happens? Fucking Reavers. You get fucking space rapists rolling up in that shit. And I think you're about ready to get that. And honestly, I think I'm on the Reavers team. I think I'm fucking ready. Because you took away everything that could ever threaten me with. What are you going to say? You're not going to give me a family? I'm never going to get that. We gonna say you're not gonna let me live in a shitty slumbox apartment? You say that shit every day. Every day, Mama Society comes by and goes, make more money or I'll kick you out. Every fucking day they do that shit. So what am I afraid of? I don't give a fucking shit. What are you gonna take from me? How you gonna dissuade me? We ain't got no social contract. How about this social ransom? What are you gonna give me to not flip the fuck out? What are you gonna give me? Nothing? Ooh, I don't know if that's a good solution. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that answer. I remember all the dumbass white people coming into my workplace during the riots in Baltimore, and we're just like, "Oh no! Why is this happening? Why are they angry? Why are they rioting?" And my manager, who was based as shit and from Pittsburgh, was like, "What do you think their reason is not to riot?" And they were just like the soy stare. They were like, "What do you mean?" And their life is shit. They live in the ghetto. What the fuck makes you think they give a shit about your social norms and order? She didn't say it that way. But that was essentially, they're just like, ain't nothing holding them back. Why not? Why not steal from stores? What's your motivation not to steal? Well, then their ghettos will be even more ghettos. Okay. All right. Oh, you got a 22 LR pistol. Stubby, you're pointing at me. I'm so scared. All right, bitch. Shoop Whoop X says, scream real loud. No. We're gonna be real quiet now. It's a fairy tale. All forms of government or tribes or whatever gets fucked up because we humans are evil, hairless monkeys who fuck shit up. Not entirely. And again, we need some Francis Fukuyama up in here. Because as it turns out, all humans are rationally self-interested. And the tribes that adopt modes of society that reject autocracy and tyranny, while they have they are slower to fits of social engineering. When they get to the plate for social engineering, they're much more powerful. So, case in point, the space race. Look at Russia. They're like, oh, we are the first into space. We have the first space. They were looking like they were walking all over us, and our newspapers were like, okay, they're manning people into space, and they're walking outside of their space vessels. Shit's getting getting scary. And everyone can say, and it's the same thing with World War II. They were like, well, America didn't show up until blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, that's because it's real easy to get into space when you're literally just grabbing people from gulags and going, you, get into a trash can. We rigged to explode. I mean, go into space. Fuck it. We don't know. Half of them probably did explode. We don't even have the records of how many people they killed to do this. And launching them into space and going, see, you only come back missing all the brains. No problem. Successful mission for Soviet Russia. Over in America, we open up a little shop that says NASA, and we get a whole bunch of fucking eggheads that are, from all over the country that are wearing their pocket protectors and their button downs, and they got their thick glasses, and some man comes in and says, Nixon says we're going to fuck Marilyn Monroe on the moon. Get us to fuck Marilyn Monroe on the moon. And rather than putting a gun to their families' heads and going, you work now or I kill you for Russia. They're like, we'll pay you $10,000 in golden blowjobs if you could get us to the fucking moon. And these eggheads went, yes, and started fucking making that shit. And we didn't fucking lose anybody initially, And then when we finally get there, we land on the fucking moon. We play golf on the fucking moon. And we're just sitting up there, balls out, going like, money, 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 money. And then Russia's like, Do you have any ideas of how to get to the moon? No, what? I haven't eaten since last Thursday. No, I don't know how to get to the moon. We can shoot garbage can into space. That's it. Yes, you can move faster when you're a tyrannical asshole. But if it comes down to a slugfest in between you and a 9,000-pound rape gorilla that literally can summon up, we went from not even having so much of a standing army to dominating the world in like 0.6 seconds. Let me tell you how. Literally, an anecdote that's actually true. That whole thing, the Japanese that said that, you know, there'd be a gun barrel behind every blade of grass, that shit, you know, that's actually not true. That's a made up, that's a non-sourced quote. But what they did say when we asked them I forget the guy's name, but he was their general, essentially, he was the dude who was part of he came up with the whole Pearl Harbor idea. They were like, why did you attack us? And besides the obvious motivation of we need resources and we wanted to expand out, they were like, we saw your army training videos, and at the time, you didn't even have guns in them. They were all wooden cutout guns, and they were just films with dudes in cardboard trucks showing you what army procedures were back then. We just didn't think you could take us. Like, we didn't think you'd get it together. Like, that's the saddest shit ever. And you know why we didn't do that? Because we were uninterventionist and our government wasn't some big war hawk, military bloated piggy. But we still managed to get that fucking shit together. We found a whole bunch of people from Illinois who at the time we really didn't like and didn't even give equal rights to. And we said, like, son, you can go work for however much the modern equivalent would be, like $20 an hour in a factory making tanks for America. Even though we hate you, but get in there. And also, play that wartime jazz that we all like. And there's some black guy who knows that it doesn't like him on every fucking Detroit radio station going like, they're gonna kick Hitler and the dick. We managed to get it together and pull off amazing feats because while it is harder to get a rape train going while everyone has equal rights and freedom, it is also a lot harder to take that down because people are willing to fight for that shit. Fucking, if we were living in 1950s America and I could have even half the things that my grandfather or my father had, you think that I wouldn't be the most patriotic motherfucker ever? You think that they were just like, if they said, son, you have to go kill Koreans, I'd be like, yes, and I would sign the fuck up. You know what I mean? But it ain't just enough to say, oh, now if you sign to join the army, you get free health care. Like, well, your wife is probably fucking 9 other guys while you're away, and if you get crippled, the VA will kind of just play games with it. But we're really great guys. You know, we used to be a cool nation. We used to be badass. Now comes the descent of the American Empire. So we got 4 victors who I think will rise up to duke it out for dominance over us, which is going to either be the Middle East, China, Southern America, or Russia. Africa might be the wild card. We'll see what China's doing with Africa. It's all very scary. Either way, kiss Western Europeanism goodbye, bitches, because we swallowed too many societal suicide pills. And now your young men are on fucking streams that your engineers made, laughing at your ass and saying that your country is shit, because it is. Vote for Ben Carson. All right, man. I'll vote for Ben Carson. Fuck it. So, through a weird chain of people, I actually know Ben Carson. I can't explain that. But then again, through a weird chain of people, I actually know the Shah of Iran. I know someone who has actually shook his hand. It's 1 degree of separation. I think America, and this is Patrick, I think America initially worked because it had strong national ethic of religion. Ever since religion in America is eroding, stuff's going downhill. I disagree. I think there was, if you really want to argue that point, it comes down to America was one of the first places of religious freedom. I mean, we escaped Europe for that. And yeah, the Puritans were really fucking puritanical. That's the history of the Puritans. There were many, many other groups, by the way. The Quakers and the fucking Shakers, sound the fuck off. Because they were, you know, for lack of a better term, very progressive. They were actually pretty fair to the Native Americans. They were into equality between the genders. They were not into stoning people. They were not into ostracization. They gave the natives fair deals for their land. William Penn is like one of the only people that the native, I have this whole almanac of like Native American history, and the professor in it from Omaha University or something is like, all white people are the devil, except for you, William Penn, you the best. And I'm just like, fuck, okay. And they were abolitionists and shit. And by the way, where they get their name Quaker from, it was the fact that they literally, well, all these other Puritans are like, the only way to talk to Jesus is if you really quietly sit while someone plays a pipe organ. The Quakers believed that the Holy Spirit made you quake. So they would just literally go, ah! And they were just fucking, they believed the Holy Spirit was in them and told them, don't own slaves. And if you look into the history of like a lot of the northeastern colonies, I can't remember if it's Portland, Maine, or something like that, but there was essentially an area where I think a Unitarian sect arrived that was like, look, if Jesus is going to send all the witches and the pagans and the whoever's to hell, we should probably be nice to them while they're here on Earth. And I don't think it had anything to do with religion. I think it's all fucking monetary motivation. It's all, there are no kings here. There are no serfdoms here. There is no feudalism here. I don't owe anyone anything. Remember, back then we didn't have any fucking taxes. Some taxes. They tried to impose a whiskey tax, and we literally just went like, okay, we just fought a fucking war for independence. We'll fight you now, too. Shit's cash, man. Shit's cash. Yeah, and then the corporations made, this is all Voss, the corporations made feminism a thing so they could get more money, and now America is going to die within the next 30 years. No, man, that's totally wrong. Feminism is our strength, bro. I think I just actually was going to throw up a little bit. That's because of the creatine, not because of the feminism thing. Countries need a strong unifying idea of collective responsibility where the idea is more important than any individual. Well, okay, yes, but the unifying idea on that is not religion. It was the rights and it was the freedom to not practice any particular religion or be persecuted. It was the freedoms. It's the only time that I will ever press the fucking Nick Fury button and summon the Avengers and be like, yes, collectivism now is for if we can have perfect libertarian future where everyone just gets left the fuck alone. Well, I guess it's the idea that a certain political sect is going for, is making a patchwork of minorities. And I guess that was the original idea, was all the minorities watch each other's backs. If the Catholics are willing to boot up to protect the Protestants from the Catholics, then we can maintain a republic where no one has to worry about being persecuted. I don't think it comes from one. I don't think religion, because that loops back into the fucking narrative that a bunch of Christians have about like, hey, America was founded by Christians. I'm like, nah, half the founding fathers were deists. Some of them were pagans and some of them were Satanists. So I doubt it. I think that a lot of them were unified by the idea of, well, we're all weird people and we all want to be weird here. We all want to, besides which, the founding fathers, the sons of the American Revolution, were 3% of the population. I assume they were just a shifty McOdd stabs that didn't want to go along with anyone's rule, British or otherwise. Maybe. I'm just reading all of Patrick's posts here, especially in a country that young that was kind of rejecting many European ideals at the time. Yeah, well, anyway, I disagree with you there. What do you think as clowns, as public servants? What do you think, man, write it or I don't understand. Paid to fuck around and fuck with people. I don't know what we're talking about. Yeah. But I think a lot of, I don't know, man. I think a lot of the people back then were pretty hardcore puritanical Christians that would not have accepted of Masonic ideas, man. I don't accept Masonic ideas. Fuck, it's hot in this bitch. I can only get 9 views. Fuck. Oh well. Sorry, Uncle Tolstoy, I can't bring you more stuff, kids, but life is shit and pain. Yeah. I'm also thinking about getting a Rat 7 to go with my Ontario RTAC 2. But I don't know. I want to get a video of me using the RTAC, but I'd have to go out to my parents' property. And it's out there, but it's like a 30-minute drive from here, and my car be fucked. So there's that. Fuck, it's hot. Anyway. 8 people left in the stream. Well, then there you go. America was a haven for religious extremists, yeah, of different sects that all disagreed with each other. If religion was the unifying reason why that country was successful in having a revolution, then, why didn't they argue amongst each other? It was because the unifying thing wasn't their religion. It was their ability to say, hey, look, do you want to go back to the way things were in Europe? Then you have to set aside your differences, and we got to do Avengers Endgame. Yeah, well, we're trying to get Voss, we're trying to get stuff out on the property, so it's moving ahead. We'll see. I'll keep you updated on what kind of shit we can put down, because based on what I can put down, I may or may not have a room for you. But we'll see. We will try. Yeah, but they're different sects, and consider how violent those different sects were back in Europe, man. Consider the slaughter of the Huguenots. Consider the fact that there was a literal English civil war waged against I can't remember the false king that was a Catholic, but they literally instilled an imposter king, knowing he installed an imposter king, knowing he was an imposter, William of Orange, because he wasn't a Catholic puppet that could be used to suppress a majority Protestant country. So if your theory is right, you know, then why were they so violent back to each other back in Europe, you know? I think it's the fact that they weren't living under feudalism, and people don't want to fucking live under feudalism. So they will fight to not go back to feudalism. They will fight to know that they're not living under these fucked up feudalist, you know, Game of Thrones, you know, sissy European rules of you can't have a dog bigger than the king's dog. You can't have a dog for hunting because it's reserved for the kings, huh? You don't even know. No, sir. No, you may not. I think it has more the fact that they saw what freedom was like, and they're like, we're not going back to the way things were. And when Britain extended its tentacles and was like, well, we must raise taxes, we thought, oh, great, they're bringing even more infrastructure, making us quarter troops. They want to make this England Part 2 electric boogaloo. Time for the boogaloo. Get yeeted on in the boogaloo. Yeah, but American settlers in the beginning were like 90% plus Protestant. Again, you're identifying Protestant as all the crazy sects. I don't really think of Quakers and Shakers as Protestants, like, based on that, but not that. I mean, consider that, like, how much hate there was for the Mormons early on. Like, it was like 100 years later, 200 years later, and they were like, oh, we're Protestant. And people were like, yeah, that's not acceptable, because Protestant, or not Protestant, they said that they were, friends work, Latter-day Saints, and they were often chased out of town and were forced to head out west. So, again, I'm not seeing it. This is literally just trying to do a stream about a debate whether or not religion was a building block, a major pillar of American success. Based on my thesis that people don't like tyranny. But again, you don't have to take my word for it. Read Francis Fukuyama's Origins of Political Order, where he talks about the reason why England was the most successful European city-state, despite the fact that it was one of the smallest ones with almost no natural resources, is simply because they offered a great deal more freedom to their citizens, including the ability for, like, women to own property, and for the ability for you to not have to pass down your property to your offspring. You could sell it off or some shit like that, rather than it returning to the fiefdom. You know what I mean? People were more willing, and fucking end of, here you go, slash thread. Here was the biggest point that I took away from that book, was that of all of feudal Europe, they had the highest tax rate. Why did they have the highest tax rate? Because the rent-seeking bandit, that is the state, provided an infrastructure for them to become part of the decision-making process. With, I mean, you look at he looks at the failed states for the Estates General, where the Spanish, or no, the Estates General was French, the Cortes was Spanish, where the Spanish king literally went bop and boopy, we don't care, get fucked, the will of the people doesn't matter, I am the king, and was like, but I'm going to keep taxing you. And this literally caused this, encouraged people to hide their taxes and to fuck with the king and fuck with taxing, and then they tried that shit in France, and I don't know if you've heard about this, but heads literally rolled. In England, they included even commoners in the decision-making process by having what's known as the 100, which was essentially a local city council. So by implementing people's ability to be part of the decision-making process, freedom, by giving them the freedom of choice, people chose to give the government more money to facilitate military infrastructure that allowed them to trounce the much more heavily outfitted Spanish galleons that came during that little skirmish and shit like that. So that's my thesis. I think it's freedom, not religion. Okay, well, your argument is that religion and fundamentalism gives you power. I agree with that, but what I'm saying is that is not what I'm arguing for, or we're arguing for or against. It does, but I'm saying that is not the major factor that had to do with America's success or any success of any country. I'm arguing that freedom is what gives freedom is what gives a nation state, makes or breaks a nation state, is freedom and equity. In a Soviet Russia nightmare, or even in failed America now, where we have, a banana republic and the elites just eat all the profit and leave nothing for everyone else, you get your fucking head cut off. It is the law of the universe. The only reason why tyranny has ever become popular is because it grants you more speed. It grants you speed of social engineering. If you are living in Nazi Germany, you can pull off some pretty amazing engineering and socio-political feats very fast, because if people don't do what you say, you'll fucking shoot them in the face. Yeah, but that only lasts long enough until people get really hungry, and then there's like 19 attempts on the Führer's life, and then all these other free countries are like, no, we don't want to be part of your weird-ass empire, and then they all dogpile on you all at once. That is my thesis, is that humans are not naturally evil, they just are what they are, and there are different ways to tackle the problem of how do we arrange ourselves sociologically, and those who choose tyranny will be faster, and those who choose freedom will be slower, but those who choose tyranny will be more brittle, and those who choose freedom will be more strong. And, but yes, part of that, part of fundamentalism, it does give you power. But it also makes you less flexible with your, makes you less culturally flexible. Societies with fundamentalist religious, overtones are not going to come up with technological or cultural advancements as fast as nation states that are willing to embrace change and bring in new ideas. Look at the reason, that's the reason why the Persian Empire exploded so fast, is they were really quick to just drop their religion and go like, oh, this is kind of cool, we'll do this. Rome was fairly similar, although, a little to the less, But essentially, this all kind of boils down to Taoist philosophy of balance and yin and yang. Complementary forces of creation and destruction and dualism exist in all things. There's no such thing as progress, just things you're willing to trade for other things. You can have armor that's twice as heavy and you're twice as slow and you can block twice the hits, or you're twice as light and you're twice as vulnerable, but you're twice as fast. There is no such thing as a pickup truck that is also a race car. I know, some redneck is going to show me that. Yeah, well, then it drains more fuel. I don't know what to tell you. I generally don't believe in optimalism. I believe in trading for things that you get with other things. I personally would prefer to live in a free society, which, yes, is vulnerable to attack from fundamentalist countries that will have the ability to mobilize faster than we are. But at the end of the day, I think that given the choice, you show these fundamentalist people, hey, notice that in your country, if your son is a little more creative and a little more ducky, they kind of throw him off a roof, Seems a little savage. We don't do that to our people here in America. Do you want to come live in America? They go, oh yeah. And they want to come to America for some reason. Do you think boat culture is being overrun by toxic feminism? What the fuck are you talking about? Boat culture? What? Boat culture. All right then. I'm glad we had this talk. British society during the American Revolution wasn't really feudal anymore. Same goes for most of Western Europe. I don't know, Patrick. My point basically is just that hierarchy is part of human nature, same as a drive for freedom. You need hierarchy to restrict freedom and to extend to create worthwhile society. We have gone over that line. Too much freedom is fucking Western civilization. Oh, I disagree, Patrick. I don't know. I see your point, but I disagree. And like that Star Trek, the Trekkie, young Trekkie that I dreamed of their future. I now dream of perfect anarcho-syndicalist future. Are you saying that Libertalia wasn't real? You're wrong. I know it's real. I played Uncharted 4B. Can't fool me. I should probably do something with my life. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I should probably fucking do it. I can clean tomorrow. What should I do today? Well, I already fucking went to the gym, so we got that out of the way. I made a live broadcast that I think we can keep. Maybe. And maybe that'll keep my fans happy for a minute. No. Pat isn't a Nazi. Stop it, boss. If he was a Nazi, we would have to punch him. But he's not a Nazi. He's just Pat. Why would you do this? Why, while we're wrapping up, would you be like, and by the way, wackity schmackity-do, and just like, and also things we can't say out loud. Why would you do that? No. Bad, boss. No. Also, Voss, we should play Far Cry 5 sometime soon. Good night, everybody.